Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, today is Friday, October 16th. Thank God it's Pod Day, and welcome to episode 30, the big 3-0 of the Can't Stop Playing podcast. I'm your host, Zach Ostrobo, and it's just the two of us. My other main man is here. He's a man who will massage your mind with his soothing voice.
With my manly voice.
I want him, for worse or for better, I would wait forever and ever. Gabriel!
Hi!
Is here. What happened? Where's our friends?
Dude, they're supposed to be here.
What's going on?
Guys,
do we
here,
smell bad? I
I
smell pretty good. This is a clean shirt.
I don't have a sense of smell, but I have a clean shirt on as well.
Okay.
All right, so here's the thing, guys. I know people on the stream last night were asking me, hey, where's everyone? I'm like, I don't know. Max is not kicked out. Like, somebody said, did Zach get angry? Like, is Max gone? I'm like, no, he's been busy.
And then we had a special guest lined up for today.
And then he just didn't show up. We could say who it was, right?
It was Game Riot, Scott. And I think, I don't know, maybe he got, like, mesmerized, hypnotized by Big Ben. That clock, like, he was going through London and just like...
I thought you meant, like... Roethlisberger.
Oh.
I thought that's what you meant.
That's not the kind of football he likes, Gabe.
Yeah. Scott was supposed to be here. Like, we waited like 40 minutes for him to show up after the specific time, and he didn't show up. It's not our fault.
You know what this tells us? If there was ever like a zombie apocalypse, I know that you would be the guy I would run to.
Yeah, because I'd be there 5 minutes before you.
Yeah, you'd be there already. You'd be like, Zach, there's a zombie apocalypse, and I'd be like, hold on, I got to shower and gel my hair, and then we'd at least survive together. And I wouldn't try to wait for anybody else because I know that you would be there through thick and thin for me.
Yeah, at least Max let us know that he couldn't make it, so that we appreciate that.
So, it's another 2-chair show. I do have another chair over here, but it's empty, so I'm not even going to show it on screen.
I think it's safe to say we can almost guarantee another person next week.
I don't know if I want to make any guarantees at this point, but yeah.
No. We'll have someone.
Okay. All right. And it might be a very special someone. In fact, should we just announce it?
Well, wait, is it a thing? Because I know it's a thing, but is it like...
Yeah.
Okay.
So next week we are going to have someone from the Rise of the Tomb Raider team from Crystal Dynamics here to talk Tomb Raider with us, which is awesome. Our first, legitimate guest. Nothing against YouTubers or anything. But, our first, real-world guest. Coming at you from jobs that some people have normally. A guy. And he's going to be great. And I'm super excited. So if you guys have any specific questions or topics that you'd like addressed, please send them in. can'tstopasking@gmail.com or write them in the comments on the video because we need to let them know what we want to talk about. And we already have some ideas of our own, but it would be great to incorporate your questions. And no, nothing about Lara's bra size, nothing about why is it not Uncharted, and we're not going to talk about why it's the worst game ever, because it's going to be one of the best of the year.
Yeah, so write into can'tstopasking@gmail.com with the subject Tomb Raider. Yeah. Don't make it all complicated. Just subject Tomb Raider, that way it's easy to filter. And
exactly. And you can ask hardcore questions. Not that kind of hardcore, but hard. You can ask tough questions. They don't have to be positive. You don't have to be like, why is your game so fancy? If you want to be like, I hated this in Tomb Raider reboot. What is different in Rise? Go for it. We're fine grilling them. We're going to grill him some grilled cheese so he feels comfortable in the grilling mood.
And then we're going to some grilled chicken.
Have you grilled before? I just picture you with a big apron on, maybe your shirt off, just an apron in the backyard. No. You don't even need to turn that grill on. That Texas heat just sizzles those meats for you.
Yeah, no, do a lot of grilling.
Yeah,
I'm in Texas, so it's sort of a thing. Just get some steaks. Sometimes when I eat some burgers, throw on a grill. Why not?
I've seen people grill, but I've never. Actually, that's not true.
You've never grilled?
I have turned it on.
But have you cooked food in it?
I've assisted others.
So you can't grill?
I probably could. I just have not.
Okay, but do you think you have the fortitude to do it in the correct way to make sure that you marinated the meat a sufficient amount of time so that the flavor is all there?
Oh, gosh. I think if... I might mess up, but okay. I would try again.
Okay, I don't know what these things are called, and I don't even know if this is a thing. I'm sure it's a thing elsewhere, but it's very big in Texas. What they do is that you grab a jalapeno, you cut it in half, right down the middle.
Whoa, okay.
All right, you put cheese in it, like cottage cheese, white cheese.
Ugh.
Right? Wait, listen.
It's goopy.
Then you wrap it in bacon.
Ugh.
And you stick it. You just put a skewer through it or whatever. You just throw that on the grill, and it cooks the bacon and it melts the cheese inside the jalapeno. And you just eat it. You never seen that?
I don't think it conforms to my idea of healthy living.
No. I didn't say it was healthy.
I mean, it sounds like quite the delicacy.
Wait, what's unhealthy about it? It's one piece of bacon.
Okay, it doesn't sound that bad, actually.
And a jalapeno.
So when I come down to Texas for Texas Game Fest 2016,
aka PAX South,
we need to just set up a grill right in the convention center.
Yeah.
And use one of the plugs from the booths. And
why not?
Just be like, all right, we're gonna make Gabe's great jalapeno surprise.
Yeah. Why not?
Let's do it.
Chicken wings. We can make chicken wings.
What booth do you think would be most likely to let us do this?
I don't know, man. Square Enix.
Yeah, they're a little crazy.
Well, because of that thing.
Apparently someone is coming to my house to let me play Just Cause 3 next week.
I didn't know we could talk about it.
I'm excited. I get to play Just Cause next week, so we'll have impressions on that. But before we get too ahead of ourselves, Gabriel, there is a game that has granted us with its glorious self. It's gorgeous. It's good. It's maybe even great. Halo 5 has arrived on our Xbox Ones.
It has, and sort of out of nowhere. I wasn't expecting to get it this early.
Me neither.
God, it's my favorite Halo game, and that's based off just like the first hour and a half of it. I love it.
It's really, really good. It just has overall polish in every way, and I think they've added so many nice little touches. I think the squad thing is a super effective new mechanic. I think the intermittent dialogue where like they talk and like address what's going on adds a lot to the plot and the feel as like, hey, this is a real like story-based linear game. You know, like that to me adds a lot. The weapons all feel good. I like the mix of enemies. The levels are super pretty.
The variation. Mission 2, you're already in a vehicle mission, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, spoilers for the first 3 missions of Halo 5, and we're not going to get like super deep into story spoilers. I'm just going to say what the mission consists of. You're on a Banshee, you're flying around, shooting stuff. In Mission 2, it's crazy.
Yeah, and that's only part of it. Like, then you're in, you're out.
In Mission 3, you're on a tank.
Whoa.
You're on a... Yeah, like...
Mission
cool
1,
stuff.
There's icicles.
Yeah, there is icicles. I wish there was popsicles.
Yeah, man, I love popsicles. I think that's one of the most underrated foods. It's one of the most underrated food groups. You know?
Popsicles is a food group?
Protein, fruits, vegetables, popsicles.
I don't know if I'm into popsicles.
Wait, you're not?
I mean, I enjoy them, but once you give me a popsicle with ice cream inside it, I want no part of it. If I'm eating a popsicle, I want it to be pure popsicle. You know what I mean? Don't give me nothing. I don't want anything inside of it.
What do you mean inside of it?
You've never seen these popsicles that have like the ice cream inside of it? Like the outside will just be like a cherry popsicle, right? But you bite into it.
Don't bite popsicles. That gives me like teeth aches. Don't say that.
What? You don't bite popsicles?
Biting popsicles like wrecks your mouth, Gabe. What kind of blasphemy is this?
We found your ketchup.
No, that's everybody. Everybody hates this.
No.
Yeah, they do. Biting popsicles is not something you do.
So you just suck on the popsicle until it melts? That's gross.
No, you gotta work it. You gotta work it and break it down.
All right, the great popsicle debate of 2015, guys. Write us in to Can't Stop Asking.
And girls can like popsicles too.
Sure, if you guys want to get involved. No, I'm joking. But yeah, everybody, write us in. Let us know, how do you eat your popsicles? Yes, you're mostly like, just sucking on. This sounds so weird, but you're gonna want to bite it eventually.
Yeah, if you want to write in with your popsicle eating techniques, how many sucks and licks and bites you use. My favorite kind of popsicle though is the triple stripe from Trader Joe's. Gabe, you got cherry, you got lemon, and you got raspberry all in one popsicle. It is the most delicious.
It's red, white, and blue. It's American.
I mean, I don't know what kind of lemons you have, but it's yellow in Indiana.
See, we got other stuff over here. Yeah. I don't know, man. I think we're living in different popsicle planets over here.
I guess popsicle planet. That's our next podcast. We're just talking about the world. Welcome to this dang popsicle planet. Anyways, just as a little precursor, since we have had an awkward transition, we're talking Halo, Battlefront, and some really cool news, as well as emails, lightning round, Hype City, and.
Well, we're about to get back to the Halo thing, but I want to just. I want to take this just a quick sidebar here.
Okay.
Because we did this when we relaunched the podcast, and I think this is important to get us back on the chart.
Okay.
Guys, if you haven't done so, please review the podcast on iTunes. That really helps, apparently. It's a totally a thing that helps. So if you're listening to this on YouTube, on Ghost Robo's channel here, fantastic job. He's putting up those Halo videos for you guys early. So just give them a thanks by going to iTunes and looking for Can't Stop Playing.
And you can talk about popsicles, and people will think you're crazy, but we'll know you're awesome.
Yeah, just leave a review, mention popsicles, and we'll send virtual hugs your way. So
nice.
Halo.
I think of that song CeeLo by somebody. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Mm-mm.
Oh, God, I'm going to play it for you.
Okay. All right, so while you look for it real quick.
Yeah.
You know what my favorite part about Halo so far is?
The part where Master Chief kisses the screen.
No.
Okay.
That doesn't happen.
All right.
The part where I give a damn about the story.
Yeah, that's
right?
a good
Because
part.
people that have listened to the podcast before know that we're not super into Halo. Somebody wrote us a book once.
Yeah.
They said, "Hey, you got to read all these books, and here's this book explaining what books you need to read to understand what's going on."
Yes.
I get what's going on. I understand it, and I like it. I like it a lot. John Locke is very cool. I like him.
Wait,
Master
is his name
Chief.
John Locke?
No. John is Master Chief. My bad. John Locke is from Lost.
Yeah, I was
That
going to
was
say,
just
you like my
that
ears
was
perked. I was like,
that was my mind just being all skewed by media.
Okay.
John Locke is from Lost and also like an explorer, but John is Master Chief. Locke is separate. My bad. They did not do a fusion dance a la Dragon Ball.
okay.
Play the song if you got it.
I don't yet.
Oh.
Keep talking
But yeah,
about
this-
Halo.
Yeah, like Zachary said, man, the gameplay is it's so on point, and the slight improvements, the fact that you could jump in the air, you could be midair and aim, and like you're still in the air and it's in slow motion. You're falling in slow motion, so you could do precision aiming while jumping. I like that a lot. I like the ground stomp. You can still do the what the hell? I don't even know what you call it when you're running and you click in the
Spartan
the
Charge,
right-
I think it's called.
Yeah, Spartan Charge. That's what it's called. I like that a lot. And just slight improvements. There's no like advanced warfaring or Titanfall.
I mean, but they did really
game.
revamp the controls by adding mantling, by adding, zoom for every weapon on the left trigger, by adding, the dodge mechanic, by adding the little boosters, by adding...
Well, dodge was a thing before, wasn't it?
Not in that way. Not like side boost dodge, I don't think.
Oh. And it's a testament to how little like Halo has interested me over the years.
Yeah.
I play the multiplayer, but I've never really gotten into the story stuff all that much, but I'm loving this so far. But you have to know the basic, like you have to know who Cortana is. It's still important to know things like that. You have to know Cortana's relationship with Master Chief, but other than that, that's all you got to know. At least so far.
I think, it really, what's impressed me outside of like, the new bells and whistles, which I really think are nice bells and nice whistles. It feels like they've brought Halo into the next gen, and it feels like 343 is really owning this version. We talked about this in the past of like how Halo 4 was borrowed from Bungie, and 343 just had to kind of wrap it up and try and finish the project. But this one they've built from the ground up. They've taken years of development time, and it really shows. And I think the battlegrounds here, to me, they are just so fantastic because there's, I feel more than ever before in Halo, so many like alternate paths, so many little, like the perfect example is in Mission 2, when you're going through some of those like hallways. Yeah, you can like take the vents and kind of like shortcut behind enemies.
Yeah.
Again, just a lot of alternate routes, alternate pathways, and ways for you to approach the battlefield how you best see fit. Tons of weapons, even like a lot of, whatever they call them, like legendary weapons around the battlefield in terms of rocket launchers, hydra cannons, all sorts of things. And I just like that it feels like a playground for pain, and you get to go and inflict that however you want. More so than even next-gen Call of Duties or any other, FPS that you can think of. Halo does such a nice job of creating an arena for you to duke it out in, and allow you to approach however you see fit. And it's a spectacular feeling just to go in there and work the room.
Yeah. And the game this is the strongest a shooter has ever started, like, for me. Like, in recent memory, obviously, I can't say, like, in history, necessarily, but the game starts like, so strong. Like, that first mission, that first cutscene, it's sick, man. It's absolutely sick. And, yes, it's just a cutscene, so what? But it goes right into the gameplay. And it does that quite a bit. Like, it goes from, like, cinematic moments into gameplay in sort of a seamless way. In what mission is it? I believe it's the mission 2, I was going to say something. But in Mission 2, one of the transitions from the cutscene to the gameplay, like, you can control it, and the two black bars are, like, still there, and it's still, like, fully transitioning, but you can still, like, fully just be shooting an enemy that's, like, right in front of you after, like, you land on the certain thing. Yeah, there's some really cool stuff going on there. The game's so pretty, too. Colorful. Very colorful. It's not all just, like, muted colors, and And the first 3 missions are all very different. The first mission, bright purples, there's blues, and the snow. Like, there's a lot of stuff going on there visually. The second mission, it's a little bit darker. You're indoors, and the lighting is dimmer or whatever the hell. And so just with those two, super different. And then on the third one, it's a outdoors vehicle level. Like, so they're already very different, just the first 3. And I hope that variation continues.
And they've added a lot of verticality because of the mantle. Now you are, approaching battles from a different standpoint, and there's enemies that will like jump up on things, and it feels like that's much more of a factor you need to really take into account. And I love the squad elements. One, for the cutscenes, like you said, so many cool action moments because you got 4 people at a time duking it out. It's not just Master Chief running through shooting guys, but like they've made some epic movie magic moments where you've got 4, Spartans sliding down an icy cliff, and they're, taking on all these Covenant, and it looks absolutely amazing. But then within the game, the perfect example is in Mission 2. You can split your team, so you're sniping from above, and you send them down on the path below, and like you really get a sense of the scale because the Spartan friends are like this big on the screen, doing work against the grunts and whoever the elites on the floor, while you're making sure that you take out the jackals, from above. And I just like, again, it feels dynamic, it feels epic. And it feels so much more of a, like, the thing I kept referencing in my mind was Uncharted. I know that sounds crazy, but much more of like a third-person action game level scope as opposed to first-person corridor, like, guide you along rails. And I know it still is guided, but a lot more. Even in that Mission 1, with some of those icy encounters, so many different paths. I'd end up with guys behind me that I didn't even see. There's intel to find. A whole lot of chance for you to just kind of really take in the environment. So much detail everywhere. Environmental details, crash ships, dead aliens, dead humans. I will say there's like, and I think it's a Halo thing, but there is like a filter, almost like a gritty filter over it that I kind of wish it just went like all Killzone shiny and clean because it does look so good. But there is like that like Halo, like, you know what I'm talking about? Graphically, like a little grit over everything.
Yeah. But I mean, I think that's how it's supposed to be. Though.
Yeah, for sure. And just to clarify for people, like, it still feels like Halo. It's not like, oh god, this is a brand new series. Like, very tried and true to Halo 1, 2, 3, 4, and Reach and ODST. But it does feel like this is the first time since maybe ODST, since that was such a formula, switch up, that, wow, like, this is the next evolution, like a true sequel, a true upgrade to the mechanics, the graphics, the storytelling, the levels, all of it, across the board.
All we needed was Buck. Buck is back.
He is.
He's there for all you Nathan Fillion fans. Is Vale the one that looks like Samus? That's her, right? Because one of the ones on Locke's team,
on Osiris.
I believe her name is Vale. I think her helmet is like basically Samus's. The color's the same. It's like that dark red / pink, and the visor is also then green, and it looks totally like Samus.
Yeah, I will say I get a little confused of who's who sometimes. They all kind of look pretty similar. Yeah, you're right. It's Vale. And she does with the red and the orange visor.
Yeah, it's cool.
But they're cool, and they help you out. Like, if you go down, they'll pick you back up.
Yeah. It's not instant death anymore. They can come pick you up. And if they get downed, you can pick them up. And if you don't pick them up in time, they just die.
Yeah, and then they're gone until like a respawn checkpoint.
Yeah, they respawn at whatever next checkpoint. Right. So, fun stuff.
Yeah, I'm playing on Heroic. You're playing on Normal.
Yes.
I think the game plays beautifully. We haven't even really got into multiplayer. Those servers open up next week, so we'll have impressions for that next week.
I'm so excited to play Warzone.
Yeah, but I can tell you right now it's a must-buy. If you have an Xbox One, this is going to be one of the best, if not the best, titles on your platform.
Yeah, because I didn't know, but people are soured on Halo, apparently.
They are. And
I had no idea. I thought, Halo people still loved it, but Halo 4 left a bad taste in people's mouths, apparently.
I thought the single player there was great, but
I don't know. But, yeah, this wasn't a game. If you had to ask, like, we get asked all the time, oh, I only have money for like 3 games this fall. Which one should I buy? Halo's one of them now for me.
I think so.
I think this is fantastic.
And you're gonna have co-op. You're gonna have multiplayer. You're gonna have free DLC in terms of all maps and modes are gonna be free. Sure, there's like these acquisition or something packs that you can buy. But all like the mainline stuff is going to be free. So you've got that whole multiplayer. There's arena multiplayer, which will translate into esports. There's the Warzone multiplayer, which is very dynamic and involves NPCs. It's like a better version of Titanfall. And then there's going to be traditional multiplayer, as you've come to know and love from Halo. But it really feels like an epic game. I can't wait to see where the story goes. I hope there's some really big moments, and I hope it finishes like, holy crap, that was one of the best campaigns I've ever played.
Yeah. And there's videos on both our channels,
Yeah.
so go check both. Watch Zach's first, and then you can go to mine. I'll give him that. Go
Aw.
watch Zach's first. His are shorter than mine. Mine are long.
Okay.
So, all right, go watch those. Let's talk about Battlefront now. It's a lot of Halo talk right there.
All right, let's switch popsicles. We'll throw away the Halo-sicle, and we'll grab that Vader-sicle.
Vader-sicle. Is it a lightsaber?
It is. It's a red popsicle with
Is it cherry or strawberry?
strawberry, but then on the inside, it's got some blue raspberry ice cream because you got to mix the light with the dark.
No, like I said, I don't want anything inside my popsicle.
I've never had a popsicle like that. I'm like very tempted to go buy these, even though I know they're probably not healthy at all, just to see what the heck it tastes like.
Popsicles aren't supposed to be healthy, bro.
Well, mine are pretty healthy, to be honest with you.
Yeah, no, but there's definitely popsicles out there with the cream filling. Like, no,
I know,
don't
like
want
there's
that.
like ice cream popsicle things, but not like an actual like fruit popsicle with then ice cream on the inside.
Yes,
That's gross.
That's a thing, and that's like the only way to sell them. Like they sell them like in the more traditional sense.
Yeah.
But they're harder to find, I think.
Whew, Texas, yeah, they melt everywhere. You can only have you gotta have that ice cream like stuff in the center to
the
keep
ice
it stuck
cream's keeping
together.
it cold.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Battlefront though, the beta, 3 little things going on in the beta. You've got the Tatooine kind of co-op survival. You've got the Solist drop pod mode, and you've got the Hoth Walker Assault. Now, all of this was, well, not the Solus, but the other 2 were playable at E3, so we've played it before. But now that you had it in your home, you got to sit in your bed, in your favorite pajamas, and duke it out. No?
Who sits on beds?
I mean, you got one right there.
I don't sit on it.
You lay on it?
If I use it, I lay on it.
Otherwise,
I
you just
sit.
don't. You just skip it. Not going to use that bed today.
Beds aren't meant for sitting. That's what chairs are for. So if I want to sit, I'll go to a chair.
Okay. Sorry for insulting your habits. Tell me about Star Wars Battlefront.
What do you want me to tell you about it?
I want you to tell me, obviously we know Star Wars is a lot of hype, but I want you to tell me, is the game behind the franchise, behind the IP, behind the brand, a fun, good game?
Yes, the game is good. Are the practices that are going into the game good? Probably not. Like, the game's doing dumb things in my opinion. The $50 season pass that no one knows what the hell's in it, I don't approve of. The gameplay is fun though. Like, if you want to sell me just this game, right?
Yeah.
And give me like all the other stuff like for a reasonable price, I'm totally into it. But that's not how it is. The game is fun, and I think anybody that says otherwise is lying to themselves, or maybe just soured on Star Wars in general just because of how much hype is surrounding it.
Or maybe they're just a cold-hearted nasty.
Yeah, maybe they just don't like the feeling of the Force. The Force isn't with them, Zachary.
It's not.
It's not.
But it's definitely with this game. It's a strange thing to say, but it's an enjoyable shooter. Like, there's something like really just like charming about it. And it's not as hardcore as Call of Duty. It's not as hardcore as Battlefield. I feel like it's more accessible, but at the same time, skill seems to prevail.
Absolutely.
Unless you're on the Empire side and Walker Assault.
Yeah, but they're fixing that.
Okay. Supposedly.
They wanted to have it movie real, man.
I think the only part that I am kind of questioning, and I want to know what you feel about, or how you feel, what type of way you feel about this.
All right.
Having kill streaks and vehicles tied to these like random drop coins.
I don't like that.
Me neither.
It's not kill streaks necessarily. It's just power ups.
But they would be kill streaks. Like, oh, be Luke, be get this proximity mine, get this turret.
Yeah. I mean, I understand the reasoning behind it. Like,
What's the reasoning?
They want everybody to get that feeling every once in a while. Like, because there's some people that are never going to be great at the game, no matter how much I try. Right. So they'll just never get to be Luke or Vader or Boba Fett or whoever else may be in the game.
Right.
And I think they wanted to make sure that everybody felt that at one point. And I think this is the only way they can do it.
Which is fair, in theory. I just feel like it distracts from the objectives a lot. I notice myself constantly running for those coins, like reckless abandon. Like, I want to be Luke, or I want to get a...
Well, the hero coins they're not all over the place. So I only look for, I'm only running towards them if I see one.
Oh,
right?
It's a specific looking coin.
Yes.
It's a different look.
They look different than the power-up ones. They look very different.
I feel like this is going to breed a lot of hate amongst teammates.
Why?
Like, don't take my hero coin. Yeah.
Well, it's not yours. It's just out there. I got to it first. What do you want?
Because I just think it messes with the flow. Like, there's a drop pod. We should all be going for that. But, oh, God, here comes Luke, the hero coin. Like, everyone...
There is no... In that smaller game mode, there is no heroes.
Okay. We should all be shooting the walker. Oh, God, here's a hero coin. Let's go...
Yeah, that one I understand. But, they're still rebalancing that one, I think. The Walker Assault one, it definitely had problems. If you were on a certain team, it was impossible for you to win.
Yeah. I love the Star Wars feel. I love that it very much represents that universe. You feel when you're firing those guns like I am in Star Wars very much. The jetpacks feel wild and futuristic, and even the survival mode I think is a super fun time. It looks gorgeous. It's a beautiful game.
Yeah, absolutely. I wish there was a campaign.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to get to next is like the whole time I'm sitting there and like, man, this would be good if there was a campaign. Even if it was just the episode 7 storyline, like even if they just, chickened out on making their own plot and we're like, we're just going to put this, plot point for plot point with the movie. Like, I think that would be so super cool. And instead we get, co-op, I guess. It does say on the menu that there's like a hero versus hero mode or something.
Yeah. And
also some missions. So maybe those will be cool. They detailed Droid, I think it's called Droid Run. A couple other multiplayer modes. So it seems like there's going to be a variety of content. It still is online only. It still has a $50 season pass. It's still a $60 product.
Yeah.
And it's still inevitably going to have microtransactions and other DLC. So I know that they will get away with it because of the Star Wars name. But, you think about like how Titanfall got bashed for certain things and how Evolve got bashed for certain things. And it's like, they're not necessarily really employing best practices here.
Yeah.
At all.
No, they're not, but this gameplay is so fun.
It is. It really is. It's really great. Okay. And I think the map variety will add a lot, especially since they're so different looking. And I hope they're able to find a way to mix up the maps because even though Solus and Hoth do look different, it kind of boils down to like lots of flat ground and then hills and then flat ground and hills. And I hope that there's some that either have interior structures or...
Well, Hoth has those interiors.
But you don't do battle in there. That's just where you like respawn and run out.
Unless they spawn camp you and then you're just doing battle in there. It's not great.
I will say I don't like getting shot by the walkers. I don't like running out of those things and like, well, I died. Well, I died.
No, and those dumb turrets. I don't know what you call them, but those damn turrets. Like they could be a mile away and they could just hit you once and boom, you're dead.
There's like no bullet drop because it's just lasers. You can literally shoot someone from across the map.
Yeah.
And you don't have to zoom. Apparently, zoom does not benefit your shot at all.
No, I think bullet drop would make this a little too much like Battlefield, though.
When you think about this versus Black Ops 3, what are you thinking?
I'm not comparing them.
You think they're separate enough to play both and like fill a different?
Absolutely. Okay. To me, they're completely different. Black Ops 3 is more competitive. It's more traditional. It's more hardcore. Like you said, this is more accessible. Mm-hmm. Like this is, this is going to be a lot of people's first Star Wars movie ever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
Like people that were born from like 1995 and on, which are, 15, 16 years old. Mm-hmm. This is their first Star Wars, right? Mm-hmm. And if the movie's as good as we all hope, they're going to want to play the game. And the game's good, right? But Call of Duty, it's been a thing this entire time. It has its really hardcore audience. I think Battlefront's done it so well, but Star Wars has been a brand that people have been soured on as well for quite some time. The prequel movies didn't know favors. The games that have come out recently, people didn't necessarily love. I think everybody thought what were those games called? The action ones,
Force Unleashed.
Yes, the Force Unleashed. Like people like those just fine, I suppose, but it's not like. They blew out everybody out of the water. People keep saying, and you've said this, oh, it's Star Wars, they can get away with anything. They didn't get away with anything in that. Like, I don't think those games sold super well, did they? The Force Unleashed. It had a sequel.
Yeah, but I don't know if they sold, like, impossibly well, but I do know that they sold well. I mean,
I don't think the Star Wars name takes you as far as, people might think. I think the quality still needs to be there, and I think the quality is there with this game, so I hope it does really well, but to me, it's completely different than Black Ops. Just like Battlefield's different than Black Ops, you know what I mean? Because people always like to compare those two, but they're not really similar.
For sure. I think the interesting thing to note is that Black Ops 3 and Battlefront are $60, and the package value for Black Ops 3...
Unless you're on Xbox 360 and PS3.
Okay.
Because then you're not getting the campaign.
That's true.
Black Ops.
But on the next-gen versions, keeping it the parity with Battlefront there. Like, you get the zombies campaign and all that. You get multiplayer and all that.
Yeah.
You get single player and all that. You get co-op and all that.
But remember, Call of Duty's still reusing assets and all that, so it's much easier for them to be able to do that.
True. Force Unleashed 1 sold, it looks like, over 7 million copies. Force Unleashed 2 obviously reviewed far worse.
But still, I don't think people expect Battlefront to sell way more than 7 million.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Like, now Star Wars is like back in the forefront as this major brand, so I don't know. I hope it does well. I like it a lot. I think it's beautiful. They got to fix that Walker Assault mode though. Fix it, please.
I mean, I'm really excited for it. We talked about it a lot back at E3 and PAX again, because that's when we play these modes. There wasn't a whole lot new here, but it's nice to see everyone getting into it and affirming that, like, hey, this is going to be a very popular, fun time. I see it being a very fun, like, get-together game, whereas Call of Duty to me is much more of like, I'm, pounding out a session of Call of Duty and looking to rank up in prestige. I feel like you're right. I feel like this is more like, hey, like, let's just, like, talk and eat snacks and play Battlefront for a few hours, and we'll give like a really nice, good feeling, because it is a little bit more accessible. But still, the thing I'm keeping my fingers crossed is that the mode variety and the map variety really comes through in the clutch, because that game, if they're gonna want you to pay an extra $50 for whatever they've got, like, dang, the initial offering better be solid.
Yeah, and here's the other thing, guys. There are more guns. I keep seeing people say, "Oh, like, there needs to be more guns. Why is there only like 3 or 4 guns and they're also similar?" Guys, there's more guns. Okay, it's just a beta. Like, they've said very openly, like, there's a lot more stuff. Like, we didn't want to show too much with the beta, so don't worry about that. Stuff is coming.
I hope that the unlock system and the upgrade system is really fully featured. Guns, armor customization, accessories. What do you call those? Like the hands, the cards that you put in the hands, like. That adds a lot of value. If it was just straight up, hey, you're either a rebel or a Empire person, and you're a stormtrooper or a man, and you go in and shoot, like, the fact that there is some character customization and some loadout customization. The one thing that does kind of surprise me is if you start level 1 in that game, unless you get lucky and spawn with someone who, like, a partner who has better gear, because you get basically paired up with one other soldier, and you're allowed to use to replicate their hand, which are the 3 perks that you see on the screen. Stuff like ion shots, stuff like a grenade launcher, stuff like a shield, the jetpack. But when you start off, you got none of that. Yeah. Which seems like a weird choice. I feel like, I don't think they have time or will switch it, because the beta is so close to release. The game comes out in a month. Exactly a month, actually. But, like, there should be a starting hand, so you don't walk in totally useless like that.
Yeah, but you start unlocking that stuff like right away though.
It takes a little bit of time to get a full hand of 3.
Yeah, to get a full hand of 3, but once you get the grenade, like, you level up that much quicker.
I suppose.
I think it's fine.
All right, Gabe says it's good, so Batman
transition.
Well, yeah, that was really smooth, Gabe, man.
No.
You're like cottage cheese.
Stupid.
It's so gloopy and smooth, and you just slip right through into the next segment. News. Batman, Warner Brothers announced the entirety of the season pass. So something that we've, kind of chastised.
Only months after the season pass was released are they telling us what else is really in it.
Something we'd love to see Star Wars and Fallout and all that do. Basically, they're going through. There's a lot of skins, a lot of AR missions. But sorry, gosh.
I can tell you're excited by this.
Yeah, man. Whew. It's actually not so bad. It's kind of moderately.
Says you.
The big touchstones here are Batman vs Superman skins and Batmobile coming in November. Mm-hmm. You have an Arkham episode, Catwoman's Revenge, and an Arkham episode of Flip of a Coin with Robin in November. Mm-hmm. Now they did confirm that those are roughly as long as the GCPD lockdown, which is like 25 minutes, so not a lot of content. And then the big thing is the final month of the season pass is December, where you're going to get some more AR challenges, some more skins, but then you get the Season of Infamy Most Wanted expansion. So you're going to get a Killer Croc mission tree, or mission line, quest line, Mr. Freeze quest line, Mad Hatter quest line, and Ra's al Ghul quest line. So 4 quest lines featuring 4 villains who are not in Arkham Knight proper, and they are supposed to be in the same vein as like the Two-Face, Penguin, stuff from the main campaign.
Which means that you're going to do a certain mission
over and over again.
3 times, 4 times, and then that'll be done. At the end, you'll see Killer Croc, you'll see Mr. Freeze at the end, but it doesn't excite me. I'm completely done with Arkham Knight. Like, I don't know if I ever want to play that game again.
I think it's fun.
I like the game just fine. I don't think I ever want to play it again.
I think it's really cool that they are adding a variety of content. I don't know that it's worth the $40, but something I was thinking about on the contrary, because I was coming into this discussion like, yeah, I wish those Arkham episodes were twice as long. I wish these Most Wanted missions were not just repetitive, activities, but more like, a little Mr. Freeze side quest or a Mad Hatter side quest. I would rather that, like a plot-driven side quest. I think it'd be so much better. But when you look at this list, I'm looking here at the full list of content, and you're looking at how many Batmobile skins, how many races, how many Batman skins, how many other character skins, photo mode, big head mode, character swap mode, how many, AR challenges, how many Arkham episodes. You really are getting like a crap load of stuff.
Yeah, you're getting a crap load of stuff, but it's a crap load of crap. Like, not that it's all bad. I'm not saying that. Like, the skins are cool. Like, but I miss the days where you unlock skins in video, like in game. Like for the Amazing Spider-Man game. Mm-hmm. Like, not that that's a fantastic game, but all those skins you unlock through doing in-game things, like finding pages or whatever else you were finding in that game. I don't remember, but I like unlocking skins through in-game. Stop selling them to me. I don't like skins that much. Like, yes, it's cool to be like, alternate version of Batman, but I don't want to go pay for it. And if I got to pay $40 for a season pass just to have all these skins, like that's shitty to me.
I mean, I think you take one of two routes with this. When you give a big season pass, you either give major content packs, something like Left Behind or what Borderlands would do, or you do Batman's approach, which is like, we are going to give you a monthly Batman Arkham Knight box, like you subscribe to Loot Crate or one of those things, and you're going to open it up and get a bunch of stuff. Like, you might get some skins, you might get some challenges, you might get a little side story, you might get a weird mode, you might get hard difficulty, you might get something from the new Batman vs Superman, you might get some new villains. So all in all, I think, while not what people probably wanted, I look at this, and if I'm taking it purely objectively, I'm like, they threw in a lot of stuff. And if you thought about, normally all of this stuff would cost like $1 here, $2 here, $3 here, $1 here, $5 here. It is a pretty dang good value. And what's nice is that it does inject life and new excitement into Arkham Knight. So if you are a fan of that game, you can come back every week and do something new, whether it's another AR challenge, one of these Arkham episodes, the new character, whether it's just checking out skins to complete more of your side quests. I think they did do a nice job. I will give them kudos for really keeping like the wheels greased with new content, like constantly injecting something new. There wasn't a big delay, there wasn't a huge wait. Maybe it's not the exact content we want, but clearly they did not intend to go into this with major expansion packs. Clearly it was like, let's just pack more and more goodies into the game. And is that what I personally like? Does it appeal to me the most personally? No, but I can see, if you look at this, like, if you're a Batman fan, which I am a Batman fan and a fan of Arkham Knight, it's still one of my favorite, if not favorite game of the year, I feel okay with this now.
Sure, I feel fine with it too. Yeah. Like, I don't, like, I'm not losing sleep over this. Like,
well,
I don't care. I mean, if you enjoyed, if you spent the $40 on the season pass and you're happy with it, good for you. I don't care. Have at it, dude. Wear all those skins.
I mean, the only thing is, it's easier to kind of market and promote, like, hey, we've got this big new expansion. You can't really market and promote, like, a new AR challenge, so it's up to the player, I guess, to be on top of that, because there will be times where I log in and I'm like, whoa, I've got a lot of stuff to download.
Yeah. I have no issue with the season pass existing, necessarily. I just know me. I'm not partaking in it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Because I don't approve of this business practice, so I don't want to go put money into it, but that's fine.
Are you going to partake in Nintendo's new system that is most likely released in 2016? Wall Street Journal, trusted source, says that Nintendo has begun distributing software kits to developers, and, just to give you the information right up front, that they are putting industry-leading chips in the NX devices after criticism that the Wii U's capabilities didn't match those of competitors looking to match the current next-gen systems or be an industry leader. How does that make you feel?
The question is, will I partake? I will. I'm developing a game for it right now. I have it right here. You guys want to see the new Nintendo system?
Is it called Sax Life, about the saxophone player?
No, I just glued my iPhone to a PS4 controller. Bam, that's it.
That's the NX?
You can take it off.
Okay.
Boom, this is the NX. No, this is an X right here.
All right.
No, that's not an X. But they did say that like it can replace both the Wii U and 3DS, right? That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that they have been distributing this to software partners suggests that the company is on track to introduce it in 2016. And
Dude, that doesn't give them a lot of time to make games.
I mean, I guess if Nintendo proper has been working on it for a while.
I'm sure they have, but what about third-party support? Which is their problem.
Yeah.
Unless there's, like, extreme parity. Like, they're saying it's industry-leading tech, right? It's going to be powerful. So unless it's super similar to PS4 and Xbox One, and we can get the next Assassin's Creed on all three of them, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just because it's so easy to develop for. That's the only way I can see third-party being there at launch. But if you're just sending this out now, I would have expected this to happen a while back. If it's going to launch in 2016, like you believe and like many other people believe, I don't think it does. I think it's already 2017.
You don't think a November 2016 release date is possible?
I mean, is it possible? Sure. Do I think it's likely?
Because what if they've been developing games on already existing dev kits, and now they're just transitioning them over to better graphics and more speed and power. I mean, the other thing of note here is that people familiar with the development plan said it will include both a console and at least one mobile unit that could be used in conjunction with the console or taken on the road for separate use, and that the softness of 3DS and Wii U right now, both have been out for many years, and analysts predict that they will move swiftly to bring out the NX and, in effect, replace both of them, which I still think is such a weird move, because the 3DS and handhelds have been Nintendo's bread and butter for years, so why would you then say, hey, instead of selling two things, we're going to sell one, unless they feel like this is a way to garner much more market share?
Well, I don't think that's what they're saying. The way it's worded, it says that you can use a handheld with it or whatever.
Oh, so you don't think it comes bundled together?
Yeah, no. I think it's just a new handheld and a new console. And I think that they will communicate like no other. Like, this isn't going to be a Vita PS4 thing. I think they will communicate, like, really. I think that having both of them will be the ideal experience, but I don't think they sell them to you as one.
Gotcha. That's an interesting way to look at it. Like,
because then how much are they selling this? Like, all right, if it's if the console itself super powerful, right? Let's say they're retailing for $400, right? Mm-hmm. Just because how much cost could they cut as far as just manufacturing goes? Because these just got a price cut, but they're $350 right now, right? And I don't think either one of them is selling at a loss. Nintendo does not like to sell at a loss.
No.
So let's assume $400 for the console. I think it's a safe assumption. Maybe $350. Doesn't matter. But then besides that, you still have this handheld portion.
I mean, my thought process was always, okay, the controller is also a portable. So, like, it's a touchscreen controller, kind of like the Wii U, and then you can take it on the go. But maybe you're right. Maybe it is, hey, it's a dedicated home video console. And then also, if you buy this other... I think one thing that could be interesting is, hey, we've got a home console and a portable, and they play the same games, and you can use the portable as a controller and then take your saves on the go, or you can just buy the portable separately. But then I wonder how dicey that gets with, like, why would you need the home console? Why would you need the portable? Whatever. But I do wonder if that's the route they're going with. We saw where the Vita was, and the Vita came out when? When did the Vita release? That's got to be...
I'll check.
PS Vita release date. It came out 2012. So that's been out for, by the time...
February of 2012, so very early.
Yeah, so by the time this comes out, 4.5 years minimum. And so, like, thinking about where portables could have evolved to by that point, maybe they can achieve a next-gen level portable and a next-gen level console, and so they have game parity. Or maybe it's another separate thing that just somehow have some cute interaction.
Yeah, I think it's a separate thing. I don't think you can achieve...
but then what is the more... They're married in a more significant way. We know that. They wouldn't keep talking about this, and we wouldn't keep hearing this if it was just like, oh, you can connect it and play a little mini-game. So they have to have some direct connectivity, direct functionality, direct carryover with games.
Yeah, I don't know. And I was going to say this. I think whatever Nintendo's doing with this console, I think everybody agrees that it's going to be something different. I don't think anyone's going to guess what it is.
You don't think
necessarily.
So? That would be cool.
I think it's going to come out and it's going to really be different.
I mean, if they hold Zelda for this and they have like a Metroid Prime...
Well, they're not holding Zelda I think Zelda's still coming out on Wii U.
You think it comes out in spring?
Yeah, it'll come... Huh?
Spring, summer?
Yeah. I mean, do I think it will also come to NX and be a flagship over there? Yes, but I don't. There's no way that game doesn't come to Wii U.
Why not just hold it and release it on both in November?
I agree, but I think there's no way it doesn't come to Wii U.
I mean, yeah, it'll come to Wii U, but you think it comes to Wii U first?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes, they're not gonna wait to put it out on Wii U after it's already on NX. No way.
No, at the same day though. What good does it do them at this point to release that on Wii U? Just customer loyalty?
I suppose. I mean, it'll still sell millions of copies. It'll sell a couple million. Like a Splatoon could sell a million,
Yeah.
Zelda could sell 2 or 3.
I know, but just like imagine if you wait, then the hype is so much greater for NX. If you're launching with like a Zelda, a Mario, and a Metroid,
Yeah, I don't think it does that. But
they took the year off Mario.
and we'll see.
We'll see.
I don't care to try to predict what Nintendo's doing because who knows what the hell they're up to. Mobile games are coming. We know that's coming. Like
Exciting times nonetheless.
yeah, absolutely. I'm super excited for just the idea of a Nintendo console that would remain plugged in for me. I plugged the Wii U in to play Super Mario Maker, and I love Super Mario Maker a lot. I think Nintendo's still one of the best game makers in the world, like hands down.
Very much so.
My most anticipated game is the next Zelda game whenever that's coming.
Right.
I have a Triforce tattooed on my body, so I love the company. It's just I have no interest in trying to. Love that game too.
You want to play this game with me?
Yeah, I want to play that game with you. Let's play it. We've played it. We've played it.
It's so good. And it comes out, I think, on the 23rd?
Yeah.
One of those.
Like I just wanted to wear the dress all day. I'm going to get a Princess Zelda dress.
Nice. That should be good.
It's not on the cover. I'm just saying.
That should be good. Okay. Well, those two news items I thought were very interesting. And finally, we got some news. And we'll probably have more news soon. Paris Games Week is coming up. And
Yeah.
Sony, well, I don't know why you laugh at that. Sony claims
I'm not laughing at it.
Sony claims to have a big presence, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Haha, Sony, so funny.
Yeah.
Gabe loves them.
I'm laughing at something else.
What are you laughing at?
A tweet.
Who tweeted?
Somebody. Don't worry about it.
Well, okay, live from Twitter. This is our new segment of the week here.
It's not that funny. Just keep
Nope,
going.
I gotta find it.
It's the one that you follow.
Oh, dang it! I was hoping it was from one of our missing guests.
No, wait, let me check on that. But no. Well, Max isn't missing. He was never
Okay.
supposed to be here. He'll be here next week.
There is a tweet from Scott.
Oh my god, what did he say?
He said he posted another Halo video.
Okay, that was an automatic tweet. All right, the mystery continues. All right, so what's next here? What are we doing?
Live from Twitter.
No, what?
No?
What else are we doing? Oh no, he tweeted. He said embargo.
He said embargo.
Yeah, because honestly, that's something you didn't do, shy boy.
What do you mean I didn't do?
You didn't put spoilers in the title like you're supposed to. I know it's an honest mistake.
No, it
Something-
did not say in the title. It just said please label, so I put it in the description.
Oh, hey, there you go.
I
Walk that
play
line,
by the
bud.
rules, man.
Yeah, walk that line.
No, I play by the rules. I don't walk any lines.
No, walk that line.
Gabe, is that a song, Gabe? You gonna give us a little jam session here? All right.
You walk the line. You walk the line. I'm not gonna do a jam session. Move us along.
Walk the
What are we
line like
doing?
by Johnny Cash.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna give me some like rap song that had that lyric in it.
No, Johnny Cashman.
All right.
Johnny Cash. I said Janny. I met Johnny.
You met Johnny Cash?
I've met him.
Seriously.
Yes. I live in Texas.
What did you say to him?
I didn't meet him. Meet is the wrong word. I've seen him in person.
Doing what? Was he performing or just like eating a
Yeah.
hamburger?
He was performing.
What did he?
I don't know if he can eat hamburgers.
Did
these
you like
days.
put your hands in the air and dance?
No, I was drinking a beer.
Or Gabe?
Sorry, you're asking what I
How
was
old were you,
doing.
Gabe?
I was like 20. I was underage.
Gabe, we need to take you to counseling for this. You're a bad man. You're a criminal.
I'm the opposite of a bad man. I'm telling you to move us along so that this stops.
All right, so Gabe, how much?
up?
What was your BAC at that point?
As low as it can possibly be.
Lightning round. Oh boy, today's lightning round centers around Star Wars and strange things. Keep sending your lightning rounds in to us, please.
Can't stop asking at gmail.com, ladies and gentlemen.
Joseph has some Star Wars centric lightning rounds that we are going to ask.
Joseph, if I don't like these, I'm going to shoot lightning at you.
Best villain of Star Wars: Darth Vader, Darth Maul, or Boba Fett?
I don't like that question. But I'm also Boba Fett. I don't count Boba Fett as a
No, what is he? He's a rogue.
barely a villain.
He's a rogue.
He's a good. Yeah, he's a good guy.
Okay.
He's not a good guy.
All right.
Han shot first.
So that question,
it has to be Vader. Like, how's that even a thing?
I don't know. I like Darth Maul when he's like seething in the chamber, walking back and forth. That's one of my favorite movie scenes ever because it's so dumb.
He's just,
All right.
He's an angry guy.
Worst character: Jar Jar Binks, Ewoks, or Anakin?
Anakin. I hate Anakin. I hate baby Anakin.
Yeah, why? He's a cutie.
Child Anakin is dumb.
He rides that pod racer.
Go race those pods. I don't care, man.
Gabe, he's a freaking child laborer. He's an abused child. He works for a flying turtle slug.
How can a character be like my favorite Star Wars character and my least favorite Star Wars character at the same time?
Why is he your favorite?
No, I'm joking.
All right, I'll say Jar Jar. Favorite episode, and you don't get all the choices. You just get 3.
Is he giving us the prequels?
A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi.
Oh, okay. Empire Strikes Back.
Probably. All right, and then the last one from him: best lightsaber color, red, blue, or purple. I guess green's not an option.
Yeah, I was gonna say green. I like the way red looks. Do I stand?
Do you stand for that?
Do I stand for the dark side of the Force? Absolutely not.
You sure?
But I like the color. If I had to pick between lightsaber popsicles, I'm eating the red one.
Yeah. So that would be like a cherry popsicle. Blue would be like a blue raspberry. What would the green be? Like green apple or like kiwi or lime? Lime.
Lime.
I like lime popsicles. I got these lime popsicles from Trader Joe's, and they are so cold and so.
You mentioned this place like it's a thing. I don't know what Trader Joe's is.
Trader Joe's is a health food store that's all over the country.
I've never heard of it.
All right.
They don't exist in Texas.
Yeah, they
Google
do.
it.
Trader Joe's, Texas.
Are they a thing?
Man, you got like a bunch of them.
Look towards the south of Texas.
Okay.
Is there any down there?
All right.
Hell no.
I'm looking. They're more in like the Houston, Austin, Dallas area.
Yeah, I don't live there.
All right. Well,
I've never heard of Trader Joe's.
Yeah, there's like literally. Oh, there's some in San Antonio.
I don't live in San Antonio.
There's none down by like McAllen or anything down there.
Yeah, okay.
All
Tell
right.
everyone where I live. There's none by 111 Street Avenue.
Anyhow, Trader Joe's, but the lime ones, they get stuck to your tongue because they're so cold, like that lime flavor. But you got to keep sucking on it, even though it's like burning your mouth and like cutting up your lips. You're like, must have lime juice. La, 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 la.
You sound like an addict. Or you want to go to rehab?
My mom thinks I'm an addict. I play weekly fantasy football, and she thinks I'm addicted to it. I'm like, I can stop anytime I want. I only entered 5 lineups this week.
Dude, it's awesome. I play like 6 or 7 lineups. That's the way to win in daily. Like, you got to play a whole bunch of them because you know you're going to lose in some. So if you only play like 1 or 2, like, if you lose, you lose. But if you play 6 and you lose in 2, you can make it up with
Right,
those
exactly.
ones.
Have you seen that in Nevada? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Vegas outlawed it. They demand that they get a license.
Yeah, so I wonder what's going to happen to DraftKings and FanDuel.
Nothing. Just people in Nevada won't play it.
Well, what if they get that push across the country?
They can't. The other states don't have a gaming board like that necessarily. The only reason that Nevada's even making a thing about it is because Vegas wants a piece. Mm-hmm. It's not happening anywhere else.
It's not.
It's already out. Like, it's not legal in Arizona. Like, that was already a thing. Like, there's like maybe 2 or 3 states that it's just not legal.
Yeah,
because they consider it gambling.
How do they know? How do they know if you live there? They check your IP address.
Yeah, it's just blocked off.
Weird.
Yeah.
I would be so mad if I lived in Arizona. I'd be like, I want Larry Fitzgerald. Noah writes in with some more lightning round questions.
You got to tell your brothers to stop. I know. You can just text us. It's okay.
The aquarium or the zoo?
Zoo. I've never been to an aquarium.
I guess zoo. I don't really like either, but zoo.
You never had animal feces thrown at you by a monkey?
No. Netflix or cable TV?
Nah.
Cable TV.
Netflix.
Yeah, Gaby? Give me that baby talk. You know I love it.
Yeah, good. Netflix.
Oh, my God.
Hey, there's 2 of us. We got to make this work somehow, dude.
Best controller of all time.
Wii U.
There we go. I agree. All right. Thanks, Noah and Joseph, for supplying us with some lightning round love.
Xbox 360.
For today, I say the Wii U. I like that controller. I also like the PS4. The DualShock 4 is a beast.
Man. No, you know what? Xbox One. I like it a lot.
More than PS4? More than DualShock 4?
You going to show us your new controllers? Your new controllers.
No.
That was your cue.
Not yet.
All right.
Actually, I'll show you one.
All right, show me one.
I haven't showed you this one, so I'll show it to you.
Okay.
Lunar Gold.
Ooh, it's lunar, and that matches your shirt, the white and gold shirt.
Yeah.
The Ghost Robo? Yeah, I like it.
And it has like, there's no color on it except in between the buttons. Then there's like the 4 little colors.
Oh, that's a nice little touch.
Yeah.
Are you gonna, if you do like an unboxing? I don't know if you would.
Yeah.
If you do an unboxing video, wear that white and gold Ghost Robo shirt. It'll accentuate your eyes.
Gold triggers.
Ooh,
it's pretty hot. Anyhow,
I'm still anti-guns, but
yeah,
gold triggers are nice.
Gabe, you don't have triggers. You just put little like squishy balls on them. So you're like, it's a stress ball. Squeeze it and kill someone. All right.
Stress should never be the reason you kill someone.
Oh, I mean in a game.
Oh, okay.
Never in real life. Don't ever kill anything in real life unless it's a really annoying.
Well,
bug.
you can kill things, just not people.
Okay. Plants. Who cares? Animals. Is that what you're advocating?
Hey, we got to eat somehow.
Yeah, you can eat protein bars. Plant protein.
All right, move it on.
Emails.
Are they electronic?
Electronic mail. Email.
Were they delivered by the electronic mailman?
They were. He has a beard. Maybe he's you.
It might be me. I got nothing else to do.
Yeah. I see how it is. We just got a live message from Game Riot. It says, "Sorry, just got back. Hope it went well." Well, this is interesting. We're having Gabe says, "You ruined it. It was horrible without you." Okay, sorry. Oh, we're live. Guys, welcome back to emails. My favorite segment of the way. The first email, it comes in from Adam. It's called Hype. And it's a long one, so I'm going to read it. He actually, it's about games. Hey guys, this is Adam. I'm 19 from Illinois, and I had a question regarding hype for games, movies, TV shows, etc. First, let me mention that, Zach, you're not alone when it comes to being annoyed when people hype up Fallout 4 to be something that may or may not be a great game. I've never seen so many people jump on this Vault wagon just because it's the 4th installment of a franchise that may or not be very good. And he goes on to say, which, by the way, I've had I've turned a new leaf, Gabe. I've decided. Okay, all right. So anyways, this is where it gets interesting. Okay. People need to, yeah. So he says, people need to chill and wait until the game comes out to see if it's bad or not. And if it's bad, you can sit there and say, man, look at all those idiots returning Fallout 4. You and I can sit there and watch all the chaos unfold in this world where Fallout was not what people expected. At the same time, you'll be playing Tomb Raider, I'll be playing Wars Battlefront, me sipping on lemonade, you sipping on organic apple juice. Nobody's going to know what to play anymore because all they were focused on was wasting their $60 on another generic Fallout. Should have thought about all the other releases that came out in fall and kept those in mind, thinking that Tomb Raider couldn't be a Game of the Year contender. Blah. Thinking that Call of Duty Black Ops couldn't win Game of the Year. Idiots. I believe people need to learn that just because something was good once doesn't mean it will always be good. I feel like Adam has had some really dark times in his life. This is my split personality. This is Adam. He broke off of me and he went to Illinois. People make it seem like a fact that Fallout 4 is going to be good, but say it was made by a different developer. Say the game was delayed. That would shut them up. People would be all skeptical and shit. People need to learn that not everything is what you expect it to be. Life can throw curveballs. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter whether the game is good or not. It's all up to what the player thinks and their experience with the game. My question to you guys is, what do you think of all this? Do you think hype for games is getting out of hand? P.S. Hold on. Talk to the hand. P.S. Gabe, keep that beard going. Zach, it's time for a different haircut and less gel. Hair's not going anywhere either. So sorry, Adam. Yeah. And I like this email because, one, it opens up the door to talk about, hype does get out of control, and I feel like hype for games does set ugly precedents. I think, yeah. Oh, yeah. That was pretty nice, Gabe. You should be a poet. burying people in walls, talking to crows. Yeah, all that good stuff. I mean, I think I want to throw a little shade at the publishers here, because as much as we're responsible for letting ourselves get excited, the insane extensive hype cycles that these games now have of 2 years and trailers and live action, they're trying to turn every game into a major AAA, massive worldwide event. And there's nothing wrong with that. You should. If you've got the money, you're trying to sell a product, yes. I just think that gamers are they haven't yet learned how to handle that type of promotion and how to really take it with a grain of salt and realize that you are being conditioned to believe this. And yeah, a lot of the games that get that hype end up being pretty darn good, but some end up completely broken or completely bad or not what people thought. And so ultimately, I also want to just say, I have kind of turned a new leaf in the fact that if people are excited about stuff, good on you. And I'm going to really try to focus on that aspect and the positives of it rather than my own very specific way of thinking, which is I'm a whole new man, Gabe. That is true. They are not doing really any of it on their own. True. No part. I mean, they did make the game, buddy. Yeah. That's a fantastic point. They are the ones who are breaking the mold of doing the huge hype cycle, the E3 demos. They did do some live action trailers in the mobile game, which I think is smart marketing. But really, they were like, hey, we've got a game that comes out in a few months, and we hope you enjoy it. I know. So maybe we should applaud Fallout for what they've done. And if it comes out and it is great, even more power to them. Thanks for writing in, Adam. I think you had some good points and helped us see things from both sides. Jordan writes in, and yes, it's a girl. Hello again, boys. It's girl Jordan again. That's definitely directed to you. It's the most wonderful time of the year again. Fall, for many reasons, some of which are it's cooler, it's my birthday, and Halloween. How do you feel about Halloween? Yeah? Fresher? Yeah, what's the Gabriel Von Gabe take on the holiday of Halloween? No, you don't care about. You're not a spook. Oh, you're too cool for it. You're too old. You can't have fun. Because her next question is, what are you going to be for Halloween? Please don't say I'm not dressing up. That's lame. If you're not, oh yeah, yeah. If you're not dressing up, make something up or say what you would most like to be. I'm being Poison Ivy. I figured my red hair and green eyes would help that costume a bit. Also, we moved into our new apartment last week, my boyfriend and I love it. Thanks for continuing to entertain me more and more each week, Jordan. And she sent a jack-o'-lantern emoji. They are. Really? I'm excited as heck to move next year. Oh, yeah, okay. I actually kind of like it because you get to sentimentally look at all your stuff and including your wife. We're just this is a thing of the past. I'm moving on, baby. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he is pretty cool. I think he's so unintimidating, though. He does not look threatening without the mask. To me, he looks... Yeah, I haven't. I've seen movies with him, too. But to me, he looks very like a moody, brooding teenager. I love the costume. All right, so you're going to be Kylo Ren. I don't know what I want to be. I'm thinking I'll either throw it back to my childhood days as Wolverine or a Ninja Turtle, or I'll go with... What? Okay. Okay. So, what do you want me to be? A fairy godmother? Oh, I'm a princess. I thought I was gonna be a clown. I just want to be a very traditional clown, like not cool, not scary, but just like a traditional clown because no one is that. Okay, all right, I'll be Link. Can you sew me a costume? Are you a seamstress? Can you seamstress me a costume? Can you find a rogue seamstress in the desert of Texas? Can you please go look for one? Just go out on your porch and shout, "Seamstress!" And that it works. Okay, well, anyways, Jordan, thanks for writing in about Halloween. It's coming soon, and we are going to do, it's on a Friday. So we are going to definitely have a Halloween cast. I'm not promising that we'll get our other, well, I mean, I'm not even promising that we have other hosts. I was going to say I'm not promising that we get them to dress up, but at this point, baby. Writes in and says, "Hello, guys. I have 2 short questions. Before that, I just want to say that you're all the best YouTubers of all time." Did you know that, Gabe? Best of all time. He said, "You're all so nice and do so many special things that make all your channels so special. Congrats, Max, for getting 1 million subs. Gabe, don't worry, you'll get there." My question, he has 2 questions. They're very, very different in tone. So we'll start with the lighthearted one. How do you brush in the morning? I've seen so many people brush differently, so I wonder how you guys do it. I assume he means teeth? Or hair? I don't brush my hair either. How do you brush your teeth, Gabe? I didn't know there was very many different techniques. Yeah, that's what I do. His second question, though, is a little more sad. And he says, his parents are getting divorced and wants to know if we have any advice because he feels like he doesn't know what to do. And he says, please don't say my name. Well, let's write down an edit time here. 12 minutes. All right, but sorry about that, mystery man or woman. Anyways, Father Gabe, give us some advice for this person. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's rough. The younger you are, the more rough it is. Even at my age, like my parents are currently kind of separated, and like it does kind of come as a shock to the system of like, this is what I'm used to, this is what I'm accustomed to, and it just breaks the routine and, you know, kind of tears apart some of that camaraderie and safety in the foundation of home. But the most important thing to remember is, one, it's not about you, it's about their relationship. And it's hard when you're younger, but as you grow, you'll see like their relationship, to you it seems like so sacred and so unbreakable because they're your parents. But at the same time, they're also just a guy and a girl who got together. And things like that can go wrong. People can drift apart. They can, you know, develop new interests or new, you know, personalities. And I think what you said, Gabe, is critical. If it's so hard to do this, and I don't blame you if it takes you a long time to come to these terms, but if you can say like, hey, this is really better for my mom or really better for my dad or really better for both of them, and they will be happier, better people, as much as it will be tricky and tough and awkward and you know, definitely have some tears, in the long run, it may be better for all of you. And you may have a more easy and enjoyable relationship with both of them if they're less stressed and if they're happier. And when you get older, you'll look back and realize, man, like, I'm so grateful for my mom and dad for raising me, and I'm happy that they're happy. And that's something that takes a long time to come to grips with. But, you know, I think the best thing is to talk about it, be communicative, let them know when you're upset or if you're feeling scared or what you're worried about, or ask them questions. Just talk about it a lot. I think that stuff like that typically gets brushed under the rug and people don't want to address it, but bring it up to your mom, bring it up to your dad. If you're concerned, ask them how they're going to handle it. Ask them how you're going to see them, what you're going to do, and maybe make some plans so that you feel a little bit more stable. Sure. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Awesome. Jack writes in and says, "Hello, guys. I wrote in several podcasts back talking about cash cows and my friend making fun of me. This guy wrote in talking about how he said some games were cash cows, and I think his friend, like, was saying, no, they're not. You're just bitter or something. Anyways, he said, after hearing about the $50 Battlefront Season Pass, my opinion of cash cow games still stands even stronger than before. To answer your point, Zach, that from last podcast, if the game was called, this is Battlefront, was called Space Wars, would we still care? No, that's the only answer. Imagine if any other upcoming game, take For Honor, for example, at a $50 season pass. People would probably start talking about how Ubisoft is the worst publisher ever. The season pass is massively overpriced, and EA probably knows that, but won't change it, because it will still sell, because it's Star Wars. Personally, I'm very disappointed with the beta. I truly believe that a combination of DICE, the creators of Battlefield, and the ability of being able to create a game within the Star Wars universe would have given birth to one of the best multiplayer shooters ever. Instead, we get an example of a cash cow, a vessel for EA and Disney to make a butt ton of money from this graphical showpiece and very little else. They managed to take everything that Battlefront was and turn it into Battlefield Star Wars. If you've played the older games, you'll realize that this game is a disappointment. Thoroughly look forward to the podcast every week. Thank you for providing a place for me to share my opinions. Keep up the good work. P.S. I'm still a little hopeful for the game. If the new modes can capture the spirit of the older Battlefront games, that is. Now, I think his criticism of the game itself is a little harsh, but it is, yeah. And it's okay that he feels that way, but the part where he talks about, if For Honor had a $50 season pass, people would be up in arms. Evolve didn't even charge that much, and people freaked out, and it is true, and I don't think, we should shame Star Wars then, but I think it's just really good to keep people aware, why are you okay with this, and why aren't you okay with something else, and to at least make people think. Because that's sort of the most critical piece that seems to be missing when a major brand is involved. Yeah. 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 I mean, how weird is it though? Because you think Call of Duty does $15 map packs for 3 maps or 4 maps. And but we've kind of gotten over that. So why is this one so shocking? Is it because it's online only? Is that what? Advanced Warfare Season Pass price. Good thing we got computers, Gabe. It's $50. So yeah, so I guess that brings, the Batman one, looking in hindsight, I'm like, it's a pretty decent value. Now Battlefront comes out with a $50 season pass. Call of Duty has had $50 season passes. But I think the difference is that Call of Duty feels like a more featured game. Is that kind of what we're saying? Nothing. No, they came with, I think, 3 or 4 maps as well as a new zombie map slash, piece of content. So yeah. And we had mentioned new characters. We had mentioned upgrades or weapons or new cards would be a nice thing to kind of throw in just to mix up, almost like Splatoon style. The thing that bothers me about both of those, though, and why I respect Halo and Battleborn so much, and Evolve to an extent, is you at least should have the maps and the modes be free so you don't split the player base. Why? I mean, I know they can charge for it because those are two of the biggest brands and two of the biggest franchises, but man, like, it really sucks. I would be fine selling cosmetics, fine selling, like, I don't know. I don't know what else there is really to sell, I guess, but skins, cosmetics, I guess you could sell, like, new cards, like, oh, a new set of cards or guns, but why sell the maps where it's going to break people apart? I don't know. I'm just not a big fan of that, but I mean, that's kind of right. And they're going to make as much money as they can off Battlefront. Yeah. Yeah, and to me, the old Battlefronts were way more generic slash shells of a game, whereas this feels much more like a very, like they definitely took their time and nurtured this thing to completion. Anyhow, yeah, let's talk about another new game. Sam writes in asking about Far Cry Primal. Far Cry Primal is announced, comes out in February. God, that first quarter. Mirror's Edge? Yeah, we talked about this on a podcast that... Oh, no, we talked about it last week, I think. Okay, anyhow, he wants to know... he basically says, Far Cry is super iterative. Is there anything that they could do in the game to make it more appealing to you or make you excited for this one? Yeah. And I think it's weird that it's going back in time. I don't know how that... Like, in Far Cry 4, those sort of, drugged out missions were fun because, like, oh, you got a bow and arrow and it's, like, old-fashioned and stuff. But now, like, an entire game like that? I mean, I guess it depends how far back they go. If there's... Ultimately, the problem to me with Far Cry is it is a total window dressing palette swap of a game. Like, we got woolly mammoths instead of elephants. We've got, saber-tooths instead of tigers. We've got... We also know that the turnaround time for this is about 16 months. I don't know either in terms of team. I just mean in terms of, like, iteration. Like, it's getting closer and closer to the Assassin's Creed timeline. I do think it'll be interesting because Far Cry 4 was a major seller and grabbed a lot of mind share when it came out last year. People were talking about it. It's a game that does, it's very explosive in its presentation, so you can attract a lot of video views and a lot of, like, experience talk and stuff like that. With this one coming out surrounded by so many heavy hitters, I wonder if it's going to get lost or if it will really prove that, hey, Far Cry is a brand that is a top-tier AAA brand now. Yeah, that's true too. Some of those are going to get pushed back. We know it. Something's going to... Whether it's Mirror's Edge, Deus Ex, Uncharted, Hitman, Garden Warfare 2, Battleborn, Far Cry Primal. Yeah, don't push it to fall, please. Battleborn, please. Okay. All right, that does it for emails. Keep sending your emails in. Can'tstopasking@gmail.com. We love what we get from you guys, and we appreciate all of your involvement in the show. It wouldn't be what it is without you. Just give you guys a little heads up on next week before we get to Hype City. We'll have more Halo talk, I think. What releases next week? Multiplayer talk, Assassin's Creed Syndicate talk, Zelda Triforce Heroes talk, yes. And then, is there anything out on the 20th? I'm going to check out Tales of Assyria. I'm playing Dark Souls 3 this weekend. So a lot. Yeah. I mean, I didn't have to do anything, but yeah. Anyhow, so we'll have a lot to talk about. Look at you, look at you, look at you. I just want to know. Gabe, you're a good girl and you know it. You act so differently around me. You're a good girl and you know it. I know exactly what we could be. Just hold. Okay. So next week will be full. Every week from now on is basically gonna be full. It's basically like a pregnant woman every podcast. We're just like bursting at the belly. That's a weird analogy. Let's move on. Hype City. Take us to Hype City. We've only got two cars in this train. It's a small train, but that means we can go fast. Okay, go for it. Hit us up. Did you like his really weird quote where he's like, I'm sorry for being so good and our team being so awesome and he's a good guy. Did you like it? I don't know why I want to listen to something depressing. Yeah. Oh yeah. Me and Joe we're gonna vibe together. He's okay. Is it with Slaughterhouse or no? Okay. Have you heard of this guy named Fetty Wap? Yeah. Every time I see, sorry. Who's Matthew Berry? Oh yeah. Okay. I thought it was Eric Carabell. Okay. Every time my dad sees Field Yates on, he's like, how come that's not you? How come this goofball is on here? I know. Yeah. It gives me hope. Oh, God. Never mind. Scouting, quote unquote, scouting, otherwise known as cheating. All right. So what are you excited about? Oh, Fetty Wap. Okay. So Joe Budden, NBA season. Finish this Halo campaign. All right. Boom. Signed, sealed, and delivered. I'm not excited about NBA season until there's about 10 games remaining. The first 70 are pretty boring. They just coast, man. They pack it in the fourth quarter and coast. Yeah. There you go. I'm really excited for the Lions to get their first win this weekend. It's coming. It's been brewing for 7 weeks. They've lost 7 in a row. Whew. I'm also very... Nobody. Maybe. I'm very excited for more Halo 5, and I'm actually really excited to play this game that's sitting right here, Zelda Triforce Heroes. I'm just excited for next week in general. I get to play more Halo, Assassin's Creed, Zelda Triforce Heroes, Just Cause 3. We get a Tomb Raider interview. I mean, yeah. I'm really getting hyped for Rise of the Tomb Raider. A person that I know is playing through the Tomb Raider reboot. I let them borrow the copy. And they're loving it and telling me about their favorite moments and reminding me of that game. Yes. Yeah. And so I'm like even more jazzed for that. Plus, Gabe. I was on Xbox One, the store, Xbox Live Marketplace. And they just dropped, they didn't even make a press release, I don't think, but they dropped the Lara Croft Rise of the Tomb Raider Season Pass. And it has new single-player expansion. It has co-op mode, survival, which I'm excited for. Because I did not like the multiplayer, but co-op survival, like I'm always down for a good horde mode. And also, get this. There are card packs you can buy that come with like common, uncommon, rare cards that can like modify Lara, different outfits, all sorts of stuff. So I'm like, hallelujah. I want to say, I have a picture on my phone. I want to say it was not priced yet. No, it's just like on the store, like there's a spot for it. But I do think it's cool. I'm very interested to know what those like, yeah, you can just like pin it or whatever when it goes up. But I'm very interested to see what these like card packs are and what that means, like rare, like I'm assuming it's like loot and gear and like like buffs and maybe different like weapons and stuff. I don't know. I know they're going all in on like the crafting and the upgrades and the experience points, and that's something that I love so much. It's a difference between Uncharted and Tomb Raider, and that's like one of my favorite unique parts. And so I'm really excited that clearly they're going all in, and I'm not excited with the fact that people are gonna have to spend money on it, but maybe there's a way to earn it in game or something. Who knows? But nonetheless, like I'm just getting super hyped for Tomb Raider, and based on how early we got Halo, I could be playing Tomb Raider in like 2 weeks. We could be playing. Gabe, me and you, we stick together. I've got a blank space for you, baby, and I'll write your name. Yeah. So we've got an epic show for you guys next week and every week. Today was a good show as well, Gabe. I just want to give ourselves a little pat on the back. And we did. But yeah, Broken Heart tweet to @GameRiot, or GameRiot Army, I think. Anyhow, we've worked to keep the shows a little bit more condensed for you. We're looking to shoot for between an hour and 45 as opposed to 2:15, 2:30, just because I think it gives you a better time to digest everything, hear everything, and get in all the parts. So like you're not gonna be like, wow, they talked about games for 50 minutes, now I don't get to hear emails, or wow, they talked about emails for 50 minutes, now I don't get to hear games. We're trying to really like boil this down to the best version it can be, and we're going from, we're like Hercules, we're rising to be the hero we're rising like the Tomb Raider, and we're taking over like Hercules. Me too. He will. I'm sure he will. So Tomb Raider guest next week. Lots of impressions on games and stuff. Max is back next week too. We think. Nothing is a guarantee in life, except that we will be back in some capacity next week, even if it's just me and Gabe. You can count on us too. We're like Gorilla Glue. We stick together, man. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate all that you do for me. I appreciate you being a part of my life. I appreciate you wearing hats. I appreciate you texting me back always. My beard's getting messy. This is long and messy for me. Okay. You're gonna call him and be like, I need that cut, boy. Yeah. All right. Gonna go with that nice, smooth. It's basically like an ombre. You're just like ombreing your beard. You should get some blonde. Get some blonde in that beard. We need to go in the sun together so we can see this. All right. No. I wanted to talk about The Martian, but I think we'll just do that next week. Or maybe we'll do a bonus episode. I haven't done one of those in a heck of a long time. Halo, Martian. It's all like space related. Space bonus. Anyways, guys and girls, thank you so much for listening. I hope you have a fantastic weekend, a great week. We'll be back with a beautiful show next time. Episode 31 coming your way on October the 23rd. Until that time, everybody, thanks for watching episode 30. Thanks to Gabe for being here. Thanks to Game Riot for not. Max, we hope you're safe wherever you are. And until next time. Yeah, Tomb Raider emails, lightning round emails, question emails. And until next time, drink some hot chocolate. Thanks again. We'll see you all later. That's a show, baby.